Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with a message for the good of the world, for the good of the universe. In fact, I'm here with a message, with an incredibly pertinent message. And you might ask, what is this topic that I'm going to go on about? Of course, it's the whole thing going on in Palestine. I don't say Israel because, well, is that even a legitimate nation? I'm going to tell you the whole truth about it because you have all of the media in the West, all of the mainstream media, and the entire conventional media going in and calling the Palestinians terrorists and such, and calling and saying nonsense like it's Israel's right to exist. You have scumbags like Piers Morgan. I call him a scumbag because he does a 180 on every single issue. One day he's on one side, the next day he's on the other side. He's just pandering to whatever is a trend at the moment. This guy is the biggest fake you can come across. But when asked if it's right for Israel to be killing kids, when he's asked to condemn that, and by the way, killing 4, 5, 6,000 kids, he says Israel has a right to defend itself. He won't even say it's disgusting or that's wrong. No, he will say, you literally, when asked, they're not even trying to hide it. I mean, usually these sort of people, they try and hide it when they're asked these questions, but no, the Western media and the Western politicians are saying, in response to them being asked, what are you doing about all the kids getting killed? Oh, Israel's got a right to defend itself. Essentially what they're saying is, listen, not only do we not give a fuck, but we actually agree with, we're giving them the green light to do it, to kill whoever the hell they want to kill. They can bomb some hospitals, they can send missiles into refugee camps, they can also tell the Palestinians to evacuate and then kill them as they're evacuating. I mean, it's not even courageous, it's just scumbag-like. And the whole reality of this situation is Israel's entirely in the wrong in every single respect. They took the nation from the Palestinians, who are the actual people that are native to the land. I mean, the Israelis say, oh, it's been our land for 5,000 years. They're Europeans. They're Europeans. Literally, almost everyone in Israel has either come from somewhere in Europe or they've come from North America. America, basically. They've come from there, they've been given citizenship just because they're Jewish. So you're telling me you defend a nation which gives you citizenship, which is no matter where you're from in the world, but as long as you're the right religion, you're going to get citizenship. Any other nation do that, especially if they're Muslim, because we're always categorized as terrorists. Any other country that does that, there's going to be sanctions against them. They're going to be categorized as backwards and living in the dark ages. Well, this way, no, it's fine. They can kill children. They can have the most extreme religious discrimination, but it's all fine because it's them. So the reality of Israel is this: they took the land from the Palestinians in 1948. They were backed by the most powerful nations in the world at the time, America and the UK, and they're still obviously backed by America. They get the country with the most aid from America, not some poor country. People assume it's some foreign aid because it's a poor country. No, it's Israel. That's where they get their military might from and their Iron Dome and all of that. So they get all the foreign aid from them, and they're using that for the last 75 years. Not only are they taking all the good land in 1948 and they created the so-called state of Israel, they're also every single day of those 75 years trying to take more and more land. They're trying to take even more land, and the little land they've left to the native Palestinians, they control their water, they control their food, they control basic necessities. Imagine your water and your food and electricity, and even if you can get out of the area, it's all controlled by your oppressors. But all of a sudden, if they fight back, they're called terrorists. If they're just meant to sit there and hope Israel just wants to, give back the land, but they're not going to give back the land. So they fight back against their oppressors and they're called terrorists. But obviously, correctly, when Nelson Mandela and the black people, the native black people in South Africa, they try to take their land back and stop apartheid, they're supported by the Western governments. Correctly so. But when far, far worse things have been happening in Palestine for 75 years, not only do the Western nations keep quiet, not only do they covertly justify it, they actually literally justify it openly. They say, oh, all those kids that have died, Israel's got a right to defend itself. It's disgusting, and people need to look at the very, very, very basic history of the area. They took their land, they continue to take their land. The little land they have left, they control everything about their lives. They bomb them every day. They've killed, prior to this conflict, I think it's something like 99% of all casualties in the 75 years have been on the Palestinian side. But they're the ones that are, but when they fight back, they're the ones that are classed as the terrorists. I think we all know the agenda going on. I think we all know what's really going on here. And the world's got to unite, and all the people that are in charge of Israel, not only does it not make sense, all the people that are supporting Israel and giving them power in the West, not only does it not make sense, because what is it going to do with them? They're not Israeli, are they? But they so passionately defend this nation. Not only are they, it doesn't make sense what they're doing, but they're on the wrong side of history, because we know even people in the West are getting tired of this. Other nations are getting stronger in that region. And frankly, acting like how the Nazis did doesn't really work in the modern world, especially when you do it openly and proudly and claim to be a bastion of democracy and liberalism and freedom. That's all I want to say for today, folks.